Good morning, everyone. So welcome to the course Control Systems. So we'll be beginning with the module 2 discussion from today. So just to recall, so what we have discussed in module 1, it is about the control system and its representation or a mathematical model. So the differential equation model we have considered. So using that we have studied mechanical systems and electrical system, and we brought the analogy. Okay. So by the technique FE analogy and FI analogy. We'll continue. So in module 2, we will be discussing the block diagrams and signal flow graphs. Okay, so it is a representation of the control system. Okay, and for that, the basic model here required is transfer function model. Okay, so that's why the first discussion will be on transfer functions. Okay, so what are the objectives of module 2? Okay, so first we'll discuss about what is transfer function, relative theory regarding that. Then we'll discuss problems on transfer function, how to obtain a transfer function for a given mechanical or electrical or electromechanical system. We will find out the transfer function for that. Then we'll consider the first representation, block diagram algebra. So the any mechanical system, if it is there, we can represent it as block diagram algebra, and using the block reduction rules we'll try to get the transfer function. Okay, so that is the problems on block diagram reduction. And then the second representation is signal flow graphs. Compared to block diagram reduction, it is having number of diagrams you need to write, keep writing for each step, whereas signal flow graph will give you a formula which is produced by Mason. Okay, so Mason's gain formula we say. So using that, we directly get the transfer function for the same control system. Okay, so this is what the three topics we are going to discuss here: transfer function, block diagram algebra, and signal flow graphs. In all the cases, we will be using here second mathematical model, transfer function model. Okay, so first we'll get the idea about transfer function. A given function or signal can be converted between the time and frequency domains using a mathematical transform. Okay, so if any function is there or a signal is there, we can convert that from time domain to frequency domain. So using a mathematical number of mathematical transforms are there. One of the transform you have studied, okay, that is Laplace transform. Similarly, there are Fourier transform is there, okay, Z transform is there. So that you are going to discuss in signals and system part. For here, I will be using the Laplace transform, which we have discussed in network theory also. Okay, so we will not discuss the again that Laplace transform. We will be just directly using the time domain to frequency domain conversion. Okay, so just to recall what is Laplace transform. So Laplace transform decomposes signals in time domain into a domain of both sine and exponential functions, nothing but the frequency function. Okay, domain of Laplace functions is called S domain. So this you know, right? So it is by the name Simon Laplace. Okay, so because of that S has come the name. Okay, S is a complex number. You know that how we represent that. S plane is two-dimensional. So this is the S plane we normally call it. It is a two-dimensional plane. So where it is having real part and imaginary part. So normally this horizontal one will be called as the horizontal part, and it is called as sigma, and it is having the imaginary part represented as j omega, right? So imaginary plane and real plane, that we call this as S plane. Okay, and S is a complex number. So how you write that? Sigma plus j omega. Okay, so that is what about. So one dimension to describe the frequency of sine wave, and another is to describe the exponential term, that is sigma. Okay, so in that way we will be discussing that. So this is the value of the S, sigma plus j omega. So this is the representation in graphical form. Okay, and this we will be using here in next stability part and all. Okay, to check the stability using the graphical method. Okay, so given S, we can get an exponential sinusoidal signal as, so we can write like this: e to the power st, exponential term. And if you substitute the S value here, e to the power sigma plus j omega t, and this if we write it in the sinusoidal function e to the power sigma t, then the imaginary part will have e to the power j omega t. Okay, so we will be splitting this. So when you split this, what will happen? E to the power a plus b into t, e to the power a into t, e to the power b into t. So what is b? So e to the power j omega t. Okay, so this j omega t value, you know, from the some theorem is there in maths. Okay, Euler's or something. So from that you will get this cos omega t plus j sin omega t. Okay, so this is the exponential for e to the power j omega t. So this is what about the idea about Laplace transform. Okay, so we'll not be using that, just to recall. So what is Laplace transform S and S plane is about. Okay, so hope it is clear. Okay, to continue our discussion, to find the time response here. Okay, so time response is our topic of discussion in the module 3. Okay, but for module 3 time response, we need to understand this module clearly. Okay, so that is about transfer function. So we need to solve an ordinary differential equation to get the time response. So we need to solve a differential equation, what we have seen in module 1. Okay, that is also called as integral differential equation. For example, if you have R IR, will write L is there, L di by dt will write, and if it is capacitor, 1 by C integration I dt. Integration, differentiation, everything is there. So it is called as integral differential equation. Even if you consider mathematical function also, you have M will be having d square x by dt square, B is there dx by dt, K is there just x. Okay, so like that. So when model equations are transformed to S domain, okay, so whatever we have seen last time, the differential equations, no, so that we try to transform into S domain now using the Laplace transform, and then I will turn out to be algebraic equations. So when you convert this in frequency domain, it becomes algebraic equations, which are comparably easy to solve. This discussion we have done same thing in Laplace transform also. Why we go for Laplace transform? Because so that is like a logarithmic and algorithmic, I told you, right? So if you want to compute a large number, right? So 1 lakh or 10 lakh something, you have to find the value. It is difficult in normal mathematics. So if you use the log, so it will come around less value. Okay, so same way, instead of finding directly conventional method, what we'll do, we'll do log, then we'll compute there, and then we'll use the anti-log to calculate the value. Same way Laplace transform. So you'll apply the Laplace transform, it becomes algebraic equation, solve it, and then bring back the answer in time domain. Okay, so that's what about this model equations. Okay, the transformed model in S domain is called the transfer function model. So here the transformed model in S domain, whatever we are transforming, no, mathematical model of control system, so that we call it as a transfer function model. So it is a model which is applicable for all kinds of input signals. Okay, any kind of input signal, it can be applied. So now we'll define the definition of transfer functions. Okay, so this is about the introduction or background about transfer function. So now definition. Okay, so this definition they will ask in theory question part. So you need to write any one of this. Okay, so mathematical also we have, theoretical we have. For an LTI system, what is LTI system? Linear time invariant system. Very first we have discussed this. Okay, different classification of control system. So the control system is normally open loop or closed loop. Then it should be linear, time invariant, causal, and then dynamic system. So this system we are discussing throughout the module. Okay, throughout the control system. So that's why all definition starts with this letter. Okay, for an LTI system, transfer function is the ratio of the Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input with initial conditions being 0. See the assumption here. Okay, in Laplace transform we won't take the initial condition part. Last time we have done network theory, lots of problems, right? The conventional initial condition considering, and then Laplace transform also we can consider initial conditions, also we can omit that. But when we are discussing this transfer function model, so it's a drawback also, this one, it will not consider initial conditions, but its definition like this. Okay, so the remaining things we'll see what is the drawback of Laplace transfer function and all. Okay, so the definition is, for an LTI system, transfer function is the ratio of the Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input with the initial conditions being 0. The ratio, and just one assumption is initial conditions will not be considered. Okay, mathematically if you say, so if you have a control system, okay, so if you have a control system, I told you in the very beginning only, control system will be represented by different input names. Okay, so this is a control system. I have input, I considering a single. Okay, so control system, and it is having output. Okay, so the gain of this control system we call it as G of S. Okay, or the transfer function. Okay, so we call it as g of s. The input will be called as u of s. So in time domain it is u of t. In Laplace domain it becomes u of s. And output, if it is y of t is there, then it is y of s. Okay, so this is one notation of using input and output. Another way is we'll also consider it as reference input, right? Reference also we are told, that's why it is called as r of s also. Okay, and the output of the control system normally called as controlled output, c of t. So that's why it is also called as output c of s. So any of this representation you can see. Normally in block diagrams and all, we'll use the c of s, r of s terms. Okay, so in Mason's gain formula, when we are using this one signal flow graphs, we will be using both kind. Okay, y of s also will use, c of s also we will use. Okay, so now in general I will be using this. Okay, so mathematically, if u of s is the Laplace transform of the input function, so input function is u of t, so that you transform to Laplace transform u of s. Okay, and y of s is the Laplace transform of the output. Output is y of t, its Laplace transform is y of s. Then the transfer function is given by. So what is the transfer function? It is a ratio of Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input. Okay, so output is y of s and the input is u of s. Okay, output by input. Okay, it's like a gain. And if you have the c of s and r of s, so this is also called as c of s by r of s. Okay, so c of s by r of s we call. And in some cases it will be also called as t of s. Okay, so here g of s we have written. This sometime it is written as t of s also, meaning that transfer function. Okay, so t of s also term can be used. So these are different notations. I want to clarify it in the beginning itself. Okay, so this is the simple definition of transfer function. So one mass definition. Okay, so along with that there are certain theory questions will be added to that. We'll be discussing next. Okay, so this is one of the thing. So define transfer function, list the properties or explain the properties of transfer function. Okay, 5 marks question. So definition you have already written. So the properties, the 3 properties we have just will discuss over here. First property is transfer function of a system is independent of the magnitude and nature of input. Okay, so since it is considering in S domain, so it will not consider the magnitude of the input or the nature of the input. Okay, so that is one drawback of this or property of this. Second thing, using the transfer function, the response can be studied for various inputs to understand the nature of the system. Okay, so if you have a transfer function, that means it is having a input versus output, and if you give different inputs here, so you can study the output. So meaning, so we have defined here what g of s. Okay, I just write g equal to output y of s by input u of s. Okay, so now how we can write y? So from this we can write y is as g into u, right? So g into u, cross multiplying. So now if you know the g value, so if you know the g means what? Transfer function. Using the transfer function, the response can be studied. Response meaning what? Always output is called as response, input is called as excitation. So this we will told, right? Alternative terms. So response means y. Y can be calculated by giving various inputs. Okay, so sine input or the step input, different standard inputs we have studied last time, right? So that we can give and we can study the output response. So this is what the property of transfer function. Okay, then third point, third property, transfer function does not provide any information concerning the physical structure of the system. Okay, so I told you last time we have discussed the different control systems. Mechanical is there, okay, electrical is there, and then we have electromechanical systems are there, hydraulic are there, pneumatic systems are there, like that plenty of systems are there. So if you consider a simple mechanical system and a simple RLC circuit, both if you find out its Laplace transform and its transfer function will look same. Okay, that I will show you now with example. Okay, so when you see that, you could not come to know is it a electrical system or is it a mechanical system. Okay, so that's what about this point. Transfer function does not provide any information concerning the physical structure of the system. Two different physical systems can have the same transfer function. So there is one important property. Okay, so very important property. To explain this point, I will explain with an example here. Okay, for an MSK system, MSK or MKS we'll call, or it is a mass spring and damper system. Okay, so mechanical system we have taken no last time. So M you have, and you have a spring. Okay, so which is connected to here ground if I say, and here you have the damper. Okay, so here it is a damper is there, that is B. Okay, so this is a B, and this is having mass M. Okay, and this is the K. Okay, simple mechanical system. All one element are there, and you have applied the force over here. Okay, so when you applied the force over here, so what you will get? Displacement, right? So you'll get the displacement X. So from this control system now, this is a mechanical system now, control system. So you'll be writing its differential equations. I have written the direct answers here. So when you write the differential equation of this, so you can write M into d square x by dt square. Okay, so you know how to write. Then B is there. So B is dx by dt plus k into x, right? Equal to force is applied, right? So that is F. So it is written as F of t or F. Okay, so F of t in time domain. So now, so this is the mechanical system. So now we will apply the Laplace transform here. So what you will get here? So it is M into S square. Okay, so you know the Laplace transform property for differential equation and all. So you will get this B into S. Then you will get here K. Okay, so everywhere you will get S square into X of S. Okay, I forgot this. Okay, BS into X of S, that is displacement X of t becomes X of S, then K into X of S. Okay, and this is equal to F of t becomes F of S in S domain, right? So now which is the output here? So transfer function is nothing but Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input. So now F of S is your input and X of S is your output. So if you take X of S common here, what is remaining? MS square plus BS plus K, right? And if you take the ratio X of S by F of S, so this will get, right? So that is what written over here. Okay, so this is a simple mechanical system is considered. You have written the differential equation of that. You have applied the Laplace transform, and then you have written the transfer function of that. Okay, so this is 1 by MS square plus BS plus K is nothing but the transfer function. Now if you take all one value, mass is 1 kilo, spring is having 1, and damper is 1, everything 1 if you consider, so it will become here 1 into S square plus 1 into S plus K. Okay, K is 1, so S square plus S plus 1. So now this is your what? A transfer function. Okay, for a mechanical system. Now same way we'll consider an electrical system now. Okay, so only this one remember. So now electrical system we'll consider a series RLC circuit. Okay, so you know series RLC circuit, there is a voltage, and then you have a resistor, then you have an inductor, and then you have a capacitor, right? So 3 elements you have, and this is the applying voltage, you will get a current in the loop, right? In series it is current, right? So I of t. So now if you write the equation of this, so you are familiar writing the equation of RLC series circuit. So what you will get? Integral differential equation. What is that integral differential equation? So you'll get L into, so we'll be considered here Vi of t and Vi naught of t. Okay, so V naught of t is, so this derivation I will do it later. Okay, so it is one of the problem is there finding out. Okay, so like this, if we do that and if we consider here output V naught. Okay, so here one more loop I will consider, and if I consider across C also you can consider, across R also you can consider. So here your V naught of t is there. Okay, in a electrical network. So when you write the equation of this, and if you write the V naught and then you substitute back, so you'll get a V naught of S Laplace transform, and here Vi of t Laplace transform. Okay, so that is the input. So when you write the like a transfer function for this in the same way how I shown you mechanical system. So series, this one I will show you later. Okay, because its problem is that there, because it is a lengthier one, I could not show it here. So you assume, okay, so as it is done same way. So V naught of t and Vi of t is there. So if you consider the transfer function, that is Laplace transform, if I apply, So you'll get V naught of S on one side, another side Vi of S with some terms you will get RLC consisting. When you take the transfer function now, output by input, so this is your transfer function, V naught of S by Vi of S. Okay, so the value is the S square into LC plus S into RC plus 1. This is the value you will get. Now again, if I consider now RLC value as 1, R equal to 1 ohm, L equal to 1 Henry and C equal to 1 farad, I will get same 1 by S square plus S plus 1. So what is our point I am trying to show you here is the third property. Is there any difference between this and this value? Both are 1 by S square plus 1. Since we have derived, you know this is mechanical, this is electrical. But in general, if they give this term, you could not identify is it a mechanical system or is it a electrical system, or if I same thing in hydraulic elements, if I consider and if I derive the transfer function, so you will not identify it. Okay, so that is what the important property of the transfer function. Okay, so that is this. So two different physical systems can have the same transfer function. Okay, this is about the property you need to explain. Next, transfer function general form. Okay, so this transfer function will have a general form. Okay, there are two forms are there. So one is called as the time constant form and another is called as the pole zero form. I'm trying to show you both here. I'm not going to discuss much here because later in the third part, time response and stability part, we'll be using this. Okay, so that's why I'm just including here. Okay, so just try to understand. So general form of transfer function is given like this. Okay, so it is Y of S by U of S. So this is the time constant form. What is I have shown above? It is a time constant form. B naught S to the power M, B1 S to the power M minus 1 up to Bm. Okay, and similarly A naught S to the power N plus A1 S to the power N minus 1 like that. Okay, so this is the time constant form. So another one is pole zero form. It is mentioned over here, pole zero form and the time constant form. So this one we'll be using much in control systems and all. So this is the gain. This is the gain K dash, and the same thing it is in represent. So numerator parts we will be having zeros. So S minus Z1, S minus Z2, S minus Zm. Okay, and denominator part you will have the S minus P1, S minus P2, S minus Pn. We have shown they are nothing but the poles. So this is called as pole zero form along with the gain K. Okay, so this will be normally using frequently here. Okay, to discuss easy manner. So we'll try to identify what are the terms are there. Just try to explain. N is nothing but the order of the system here. Okay, so first order system, second order system, and all we have that we try to discuss. Okay, then K is system gain or gain factor. Okay, a proportional value that relates the magnitude of the input to that of the output signal at steady state. Okay, so normally amplifier you have a small V in of 1 volt, you have increased to 10 volt. So what is the factor there? 10 by 1, it is 10. So that is the gain factor, right? So that is indicated by this K dash. Okay, a proportional value that relates the magnitude of the input to that of output signal at steady state. Then I have used the terms here Z1, Z2, Zm up to. So they are called as the zeros of the system. They are nothing but the roots of the characteristic polynomial in the numerator. Okay, and P1, P2, Pn we have shown they are nothing but the poles of the system. They are also roots of the characteristic polynomial in the denominator part. Okay, so just before I shown you one transfer function 1 by S square plus S plus 1, right? So the denominator one there, second degree characteristic equation. If you find the root of that, so you'll get some roots, right? So that root we call it as poles. In the numerator you have just one, so that's why no zeros are present. One is nothing but the gain there. Okay, so like that we'll conclude. Okay, so that is the idea of poles and zeros. We'll explain a little more. Okay, how you define poles and zeros, that also. So n should be always greater than m. So n is nothing but what? The poles, and m indicates the zeros. Okay, so always poles should be more compared to zeros. Okay, because the system becomes non-causal. If n greater than or equal to m, then system becomes non-causal. Non-causal means what we have discussed. So it is also considering the future inputs. So such systems only will consider. Here we are not considering that. That's why it is physically realizable if n less than m. Okay, system will be stable if n is m. So this is the one you have to follow. So poles and zeros. So whatever we are example we are studying here in transfer function and everything. So normally it will be followed. Okay, so you'll be having n less compared to m. Okay. So poles. So how you define poles there? Poles and zeros I mentioned. Just I'm trying to define. So it is the roots of the denominator polynomial of the transfer function. Okay, so values of s at which the transfer function becomes unbounded. Okay, so that is in mathematical way limit of g of s tends to pi. Pi means poles at the ith position. Okay, pi, so it is nothing but infinity. Okay, so the values of s at which the transfer function becomes unbounded. Okay, it is beyond the boundary, that we call it as the poles. Okay, similarly zeros also can be defined for the numerator part. The roots of the numerator polynomial of the transfer function. Okay, the values of s at which the transfer function vanishes. Here transfer function does not exist at all, that's why it is 0. Okay, limit s tends to gi, g of s is equal to 0, that is called as the zeros, and that is infinity. Unbounded is called as poles. Poles and zeros together with the system gain k characterize the input output system dynamics. Okay, so this is very important here. So if any control system is there, we call it as dynamic systems. So it's a system dynamics are nothing but these input output, nothing but poles, zeros along with the system gain k. So in the stability part and all, we'll be discussing this. Okay, so using this only we try to do the Bode plot, okay, polar plot. So all these things we are going to discuss in coming modules. Okay, so at present you try to understand what is poles and zeros. And note is that poles and zeros are purely real or appear in complex conjugates. They will be either in pure form, okay, real values, or it may be complex conjugate like this, a plus jb or a minus gb form. Okay, because all the coefficients of transfer function are real. Okay, so this is another property of the transfer function. So transfer function coefficients are real, whatever I shown you in this a0, a1, okay, like that in the time constant form, they are nothing but the real one. Okay, finally, so this is about the theory part about the transfer function. So now what we have is a number of problems. Okay, so how to find the transfer function of a given mechanical or this one I have shown you very simple in the property mechanical system. If MSK is there, so you write the differential equation, apply Laplace transform, identify the input and output, and then take the ratio output by input, you will get the transfer function. So this is the same thing we are going to do now for the complex number of problems. Okay, so that is the problem part. So theory is little bit. So what is important question here is define transfer function and explain the properties of transfer function. Okay, so these poles and zeros and all they won't ask. Okay, so it is for our understanding in coming modules. So these are the steps to find the transfer function. We have to do problem next, no? So that's why this is we have to study. Okay, so what is the first thing? Find the model equations of the given system. What is the model equations? Nothing but the differential equations. Okay, as I told you, I will be going to do that series RLC circuit is there. So like that we'll do. Number of problems are there. We'll take it in the next class. Okay, so first step is model equations. Okay, this is the thing. So you have the system. If mechanical system is there, so you'll write the mechanical system equivalent equations. If electrical is there, electrical equivalent system. Okay, so you'll be writing vi of s, I of s, v naught of s, all these things. Then second step is here. Okay, so while writing in notes, you write this step first. So second step is the third one here. So what you have to do, take the Laplace transform of the model equations. Whatever written model equation, you have to take the Laplace transform of that. Assume zero initial conditions. So what is zero? So when you take the differential equation part, so there is something term comes as x of 0, right? In the property of Laplace transform last time we have discussed, right? So when you expand that, you will get x of 0, x of infinity, like that you will get the initial conditions. So this should be considered 0. No need to consider, only the first part you can consider. Okay. Then third step is identify the system input and output variables. Okay, so system, which is system input, which is system output, because you have to take the ratio, no? And finally you have to take the ratio of the Laplace transform of the output to the Laplace transform of the input, which is nothing but your transfer function. Clear? So the same thing we have done in the first example property, right? A mechanical system I took, I wrote the equations of that MSK, whatever you had, and with along with force. Then I applied the Laplace transform to that. So everything becomes as x of t, it becomes x of s, f of t becomes f of s. Then I identified system input and output. So since it is a simple system, you easily identified, right? F of s is the input, x of s is the output. So then just you have taken the ratio. So this is a very simple step. to find the, so this is the second model, transfer function model. Okay, so if I consider problem now, so it will take much time, so that's why next class only we'll start with the problem. Okay, so tomorrow's class we'll see the problem on this transfer function. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask them.